the Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.
They say they like our flow, Tana, but they love our ad-libs. Yeah. Santana Moss Show podcast back in full effect. Travis Thomas, Santana Moss. More fire.
What's up, man?
What's poppin', man?
How you been, bro?
Well, I've been good. I feel like you went to Vegas. Am I wrong? Now, for the record, I am a degenerate sports gambler.
Yeah.
I don't do blackjack and craps, and I'm not really a degenerate gambler, but I do love betting sports. However, I've never been to Vegas, and I feel like you just got back from there. Am I wrong?
Just got back. It's fun today, though. I went out there for Bleach Report. They wanted me to be a guest on their podcast.
Was it cool?
I believe it's called Stick to Football, something like that. And me and Antrell Rowe. It's crazy how they got 6 and 6. You know, we both wore number 6 at UM, so we talk. You talk NFL stories, college stories, you name it. Great podcast. It's in the sports betting area of the, not mistaken, Caesar Palace.
What?
Yeah. So nice podcast. Did a bunch of stuff for the social media network stuff.
For Bleacher Report.
Yeah, for Bleacher Report.
Shout outs to Bleacher Report.
Yeah, no doubt. Portis did it like earlier that week, and then me and Trell followed behind. But it was a fun out. Trust me, pit stop. I flew in on Friday morning,
right?
And I was out of there Saturday morning. I got back over here quick. Yeah,
You've done Vegas.
I'm so far removed from those days.
Real quick.
Like I actually sat in and played poker after I did that, and just like I don't want to do anything else. I'm straight. Like don't want to go see nothing. I'm gonna sit here and play poker.
All right.
I played a $300 game, won like $700 on that $300, and I was good.
Real fast.
Good trip.
Just give me peak career, money flowing, Santana Moss, young Tana, because young Tana would stun on you. Young Tana Vegas story. I know it exists.
I wasn't a stunner, though. Like, I never was Nah. I had fun now. Don't get me wrong. You know, if it's mine, I'm going to do it and do what I do with it. But stunting for what? I've always been a guy that just, you know, I can have $10 in my pocket, and you know, you might look at me and think I'm stunting because I'm a look the part, you know, and I'm gonna do what I do.
Rich forever.
But a young story, let's say Vegas story.
Vegas.
I think the one that closest to my memory is a little older Tana.
Word.
My last trip to Vegas was my 34th or 35th birthday.
Okay.
And probably like 20 of my friends, and then about 10 or 15 players from the Skins.
Wow.
We all flew about the OTA practice, and man, we went crazy. The only reason why I say that's the one time I can really say I stunned. I didn't try to. I was going there. I knew what I was going to spend.
Right.
I'm not a big gambler because I know the casino never loses. So
but you were surrounded by money on that trip because you had players, you had your closest peoples.
The thing that got me is, you know, when you go to different clubs, you know you're gonna pay $5,000, whatever it might be.
VIP, bottle service, yada yada.
You in Vegas, you're gonna get tables. I had got my table for an event for a particular night, and the guys who came up from the Skins, it was like, okay, get me a table. Not saying no names. They said, get me a table. Two guys, get me a table. So I told the hostess, hey, you know, I need 2 more tables for, you know, such and such. Okay, since such and such wasn't there, I had to put my card down for it.
Oh no!
And you already know how this happened.
Yeah.
You leave after that night, and they telling me, well, you had to pay for those 2 tables too because they never showed up.
They never showed.
They had a long day, and you know, you call them like, hey man, we already here. All right, we gonna be there, man. I'm trying to wake up, get up together. And that wasn't even the night that we was really partying. My particular birthday night was going to be the next night. So I ended up paying for those other 2 tables that I didn't expect, and the bill was ridiculous. Like I don't even plan on sharing it today.
But you collected, right?
I mean, look, this is another part of me that you don't know of. You might know of, but you don't. I fought it with the club. I had my manager get on. I'm like, look, man, we shouldn't have to pay for this. These guys never showed up.
Right.
The one thing that happened though with the group of people who was there, that we all was so large. There was so many of us that they spread it out to those tables. So even though one table had all the drinks, which was mine, or had all the stuff, they basically looked at it as, well, you took up all that space.
Oh my
So
God.
it was kind of on me at the end of the day. And first thing my manager's like, well, you got to get this money from these two guys. I'm like, you know what? I won't. You know why? Because I should have been smarter and not put that on my card. And I told the players, don't get me wrong. I told them that night. I told them the next night at my party, I'm like, bro, you know I pay for y'all tables. They're like, nah. So one of the guys was like, well, I'm buying drinks tonight for you.
Okay.
The other guy was like, man, they shouldn't do that to you, man. Oh, man, I ain't doing that. So, look, I'm not telling you this because I want money from you. I'm just letting you know. So if I ever need you, I'm gonna come at you. And that's the type of guy I am. I'm not.
Like I owe you
I'm
one.
not finna be like, hands open, you need to pay me. Nah, I got you. I'm one up on you. So if I ever have to come to you and need a favor, then you already know I'm good for it. So that's how I looked at it, and that's how I do things, man. I'm not a guy. If I had to go in my pocket for you, I ain't looking for it because I had it. If I don't have it, I'm not going in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But come down the line when I need something, I better not hear no stutters or no ifs, ands, or buts, come through.
Yeah, that's how you know there's a difference between us financially. Because for me, I would as soon as they said, well, you got to reserve these tables, I said, okay, hold on, let me make this phone call. I need your card number, dog, because my limit on my card will not allow said amount. So I respect that you did that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was my birthday weekend, so I already had a number in my head that I was going to spend.
Right.
Didn't plan on those two tables to being part of it, but at the end of the day, we only live once, right? So I enjoyed myself. And we
YOLO. Okay, so let's flash back to last week. I said to you that my sources were telling me that Jay Gruden could be done after this upcoming game, okay? Now here we are. Here's a Patriot game. We'll see what happens. We all have a pretty good idea of what more than likely will happen, right? Do you think Gruden is gone after this game, or do you think he'll coach throughout the rest of the season? The deep breath from Tana says it all.
I don't know, but it's one of those things. I want to believe that, they could probably give him an opportunity to just, hey, gut it out.
Finish out.
But when you see some of the mannerisms and just some of the expressions and the feeling of just like, go ahead and cut the cord. Go ahead and take me off my, you know what? Don't save me.
Put me out of my misery.
Put me out of my misery.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
When you see that, the disgust in him, you almost feel like, hey, give the guy what he wants. I don't think no guy sitting in Jay Gruden's position wants to be cut or wants to be fired. No one wants to be fired. But when you're in this situation where you just seem like you can't overcome what's going on, what's the best thing to do, for the organization? I would say that. But I'm pretty sure that Jay Gruden's going to work every week trying to make sure he can make something out of this. Every week, like I said before, every week you have another opportunity. We have a lot. They have a lot going on. I always say we because I'm a part of this organization, regardless if you want to believe it or not. Even though after my playing years, I feel that way. They have a lot going on that seems to always follow them. It's like that cloud that never stops following you. It's almost like the guy from Charlie Brown. Linus, what his name? Linus. That cloud follows him everywhere he goes. And that's what's going on right now with this regime. Like, they have a dark cloud. One of them is players that's not being healthy. And
that's a fact.
Every week, it grows and grows and grows. And so you have to almost give him credit. Like, you haven't had a chance to really play with a clean bill of health with all your guys. And that's one of the disadvantages that he has going on him. And then having a guy like he said he spoke of about last week, like, man, you bank on having one of the best left tackles in the game being on your team. And
he is taking shots at him, dog.
It was funny.
You notice that?
It was funny because true, we knew he wasn't going to be here.
Sure.
So, and those guys are not to blame, That's
right.
It's a whole nother side.
They're playing well. The offensive line's playing well.
Flowers are playing.
Flowers is balling. Penn is balling.
Phenomenal. You know what I mean? He showed. But remember I told you this. We was talking on one of those shows we did, I believe, Countdown to Training Camp. Mm-hmm. And I said, I believe with the leadership and tutelage of a Penn,
you called that.
Flowers would be better.
You said he would coach him up.
He would coach him up.
Yep.
And so I'm seeing that. So, Jay Gruden has a lot going on when it comes to just his staff alone, when it comes to the players, I mean. And so I understand how he feels because the players feel the same thing. But at the end of the day, whether he stays the whole 16 weeks or games or not, I don't know. And it's going to be up to the organization. It's going to be up to how much more can they stomach. I don't see these guys being winning the game until after the Dolphins. If that.
Damn.
If that. You know.
Well, let me ask you this. If the Redskins lose to the Patriots by a field goal or a touchdown, does that matter? Then if they go out and get demolished, by 5 touchdowns.
Look.
Right?
Embarrassed again.
Right.
Will make you say, you know what, I have to.
So that matters.
It does matter because, look, I've told you this time and time again. I'm okay with losing when I see that it went down to the end. We fought to the end. Guess what? We didn't just give up.
Right.
But when I see games like the Chicago Bears game, games like when they played Dallas, when I
got
see
beat down by the Giants.
When I see like the Giants game, like when you don't have no fights, regardless of, we had the same amount of turnover. At one point, we was leading when they turned the ball four times, and we only turned the ball at that point of time. It was once, once or twice, and we still had no points to show for it. So when you're getting embarrassed, then that's almost on the coaches because your players are not putting the effort that they should be putting out there. And I say it's on the coaches because, no, the coaches can't make them play, but the coaches can sit their ass down.
Yeah.
So, therefore, if he's not going to play, then sit him down and put somebody else in there who's going to play.
And they need to be prepared to play.
So that's when you say, if you're embarrassed this weekend, which everyone's riding on that, banking on that, then they might cut the cord. But if you go out there and fight, like I expect you to fight, I'm expecting these guys to go fight. Screw that no one's going to be in the stands. Screw that everybody that's going to be in the stands is going to have on Patriots jerseys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, regardless if you like Jay Gruden or not, you have a job. Go out there and
support your team.
Not just your team. Go out there and play for that name on your back and that guy up in the sky who gave you this privilege. And that's how I look at it. That's my prayer every week. From Pop Warner, high school, college, pros, I'm not playing, I still have that same prayer. Let me represent this name well. Let me give thanks back to the man who gave me this opportunity. That's all you can do. And at the end of the day, whatever's left, leave it on the field. Leave that field with nothing left, and you should have a better outcome. So that's how I look at it, and that's how those guys should look at every opportunity to go out there and play.
Damn, OG, you realize the game misses you, dog. Not just football, bro. Like, sports needs more people
it don't
like
miss me.
you,
It probably
bro.
miss my mindset.
The mindset.
I've done a lot, and I don't get the proper respect for stuff that I've done.
You don't.
This area do. They give me that respect.
They do.
They give me that love,
They do.
so I appreciate them. But the game don't miss me. It miss guys like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those guys taught me. And before those guys, my parents and the people who instilled in me put this in me. So that's why I've always respected the game and respect anything. Everything you do in life, it's a game. This life we live in, it's a game. It's what side of the game you want to be on. You know
That's
what I mean?
fact.
I want to win, regardless of what you look at as winning.
All right, 305. The last time the Skins were 0-5. Listen to this. It was 2001. Marty Schottenheimer was a coach. Tony Banks was QB. Stephen Davis, a running back. Rod Gardner. Champ Bailey, LeVar Arrington, Fred Smoot, Dan Wilkinson, Darrell Green's second to last season. You were also drafted this season. Now, Tana, that team, they won 5 straight after going 0-5. I really don't see that for this team, but you never know.
You never know.
Let me ask you this. Coming into the league, I remember you telling the story on this podcast several times about wanting to be a Redskin. What was the overall thought of the Redskins between you and your peers? Other guys coming out in that draft, other guys at the U that went on to play in the league. Did they feel like the Redskins were dysfunctional? Did they think, man, what a great, franchise with history? What was sort of the brand of the Redskins at that time?
You know what? I can't think back, but I can tell you they didn't have any. They didn't have the feeling that they have now.
No issues.
No issues, because you got to think about it. On paper alone, that team was a Super Bowl team. You look at it. If you just think about, I mean, you can put some names out there. I mean, besides Tony Banks, and no offense to him, because quarterback wise, Stephen Davis, Rod Gardner, Arrington, Fred Smoot, man, Champ Bailey,
Big Daddy Wilkinson,
Darrell Green.
Yep.
Those guys give you a chance to go out there and win a lot of games, and it makes sense to me that they was able to, get out of that rut and just say, hey, let's go out here and grind these games out. That team in 2001 also had a chance to make it to the playoffs. They were 6-6 at one point and lost 2 games, I believe, in a row that knocked them out, and they still finished that season at 8-8.
Right.
So that's why I always say it's never over. You still have a fighting chance. I was too young to even know what any team in this league had going on. The only reason why I spoke highly of these guys, because leading into that draft, that's the only media I spoke to. Washington Post, all the radio outlets up here. When I was getting calls about draft day, it was all from Washington, because they knew that Dan Snyder was high on me, and we didn't know until draft day that Schottenheimer was going to pick Rod Gardner in front of me. And that was, that what made Dan Snyder come after me every year until the year I ended up getting here. So they had they didn't have the feeling that they have going on now. And it's hard to see these guys in the state that they're in as an organization, because you are part of that. Your history is going to always be here. And to see these guys now to the point to where people's not showing up, they 0-4, potentially finna be 0-5. Could be on something more. You want them to have something better, and you want them to do better.
Tana, the player and teammates and other guys around the country, because one thing I know, you were friends with a lot of these All-Americans. If you were drafted now, 2019, 2020, how would you feel about this franchise?
So if I'm a guy coming out of college and you asking me about teams I would want to go to, this was one of the teams I would scratch off the list.
Yeah.
Like, please.
Now.
That's like almost back in those days when we said when you get traded to the Raiders, you're getting traded to go put to death. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. And the Browns, I'm sure, too.
The Browns and all of. And trust me, with the things that the Raiders are doing now, you can see this team coming back and probably having a little more. But where we at as an organization, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of, and that's another reason that makes me believe that there's a lot of coaches that probably don't want to coach here either. They don't want to have to deal with all that. That's why I say whatever you do when it comes to however you handle this down the road, whether you're gonna, we already know that regardless of if he gets fired sooner or later, Jay Groot won't be here next year. He said that before the season even started. So when you do that, are you going to go back and say, let's patch this, or let's get new tires? You need new tires. You need, screw that. You need 4 new tires.
All the alignment, tires. I need some rims.
You need everything.
All of it.
You don't just patch this. This situation has been occurring, time and time. I mean, from the years I played.
You're right.
So you have to get 4 new tires. And when I say that, I mean you cleaning house. You cleaning there. And look, trust me, I'm not the guy to want to see anybody go. I love my job, and I want everybody to have a job. But when it comes to an organization, when it comes to a business, you have to find the best that's going to make your business run. And you can't think you're going to just get rid of a head coach and bring a new one in here and give him the things that old head coach had.
No doubt about it. Well said. 4 new tires. Don't patch it. I like that analogy. Anna, did you hear? Jennifer Lopez and Shakira will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show.
I heard you're a
Let me say it again.
fan.
Let me say it again. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez will be headlining the halftime show.
You're not finna be watching this halftime show.
Let me tell you something right now. J-Lo could read the phone book to me, and I would watch it. I'm not trying to be creepy, but at the same time, #CreepyTrav.
Man.
And A-Rod, I ain't worried about you, okay? You want to come see me? Let's do it. Because when you're not on the juice, you ain't worth a damn. J-Lo will be at the halftime show. It's in Miami, bro.
So what you think they're going to be performing? They going to do something together or by themselves?
I don't give a damn. I just want to see J-Lo.
What I'm going to tell you like this. Due to the fact that the Super Bowl is in Miami, I would have thought it'd be something different when it comes to the halftime show.
What?
I mean, honestly.
Like Luke?
No, not at all. And I just shared with you before we got on camera that Luke was ranting on social media.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm going to watch that.
Because he's pissed off about, just knowing that the Super Bowl is going to be in his backyard. And he said it himself, look, I don't want to be on there performing.
Already say, how's Luke going to do Luke music?
Luke don't want to perform. He said it's just a bunch of artists that's locally that you should,
that's
lean
fair.
on.
That's fair.
He named one in Pitbull, which, Pitbull is a guy, he's internationally known, that I would have thought they would have leaned on him before anybody, because one of the things that I would say, who cares where you have the Super Bowl at? And you don't necessarily have to have somebody that's from that area to perform for your halftime. Now, I do believe that the Super Bowl has a wide range of folks coming from everywhere and yonder. And so, therefore, you have someone that's entertaining enough that's going to be able to perform and keep everyone attention.
Engaged, yeah.
Because I shared with you, I don't even pay attention to the halftime show. So I care less who's performing. I'm all about the game myself. So, but you have to give those folks that's in the stands, that's eating their nachos and their hot dogs at halftime, get them something to be entertained by other than the game. You know, so J-Lo and Shakira. When you think about Miami, you think about the Spanish heritage down there. I mean, we are very diverse down there. So, one of the things that I shared with you a few years ago is like English was always number one. You speak English, you're good. In Miami now, English is number 2.
Yep.
Everywhere I go, you have to know Spanish. So it's only right.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. It's only right.
J-Lo es muy bonita. Moving on, because I'm just going to get creepier by the minute. I am a huge J-Lo fan. Always have been.
Sam Darnold's one of my fantasy quarterbacks. So
he is? How'd you do week 1?
I'm not sure if I'm starting. I didn't do well. I lost to my kicker gave me no points. And my kicker fucking kicks.
What team
I
is he on?
I picked the damn Falcons kicker.
He didn't do Matt Bryant?
Yeah, he didn't.
They didn't score, really.
They didn't score. I should have took I got a backup kicker. I got the damn Redskins kicker. I'm a backup kicker.
No, you did right by starting him, because that offense.
Man, I just knew they was gonna light it up with him, and he could kick extra points for the rest of the game. And
see, this is what's wrong with fantasy sports, is that kickers can determine anything. Kickers shouldn't even have rights. How's that sound? Put that in your pipe and smoke it in a football season. Kickers shouldn't even have rights. Can we hashtag that? No rights for kickers.
Kickers getting big money these days.
Yeah, it's pretty. I actually may get my son into kicking.
I fought Vinatieri first week.
Oh, he looked old, right? Washed up.
On his age. Father Time is
Larry Holmes. Flabby and sick.
Come on, that boy.
Hey, Father Time and something else that we're not going to talk about because this is a family show is undefeated. Never lost.
Never lost.
You know who else never lost? The Santana Moss Show podcast. It's good that. Do you see how we don't be together for like a few weeks? We come back and it's
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Bye, everyone.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical thing.